So I think we probably did the right thing by cancelling the mariachi band that we had booked to open the show this week. But there we have it. Well done, England, into the quarterfinals of the FIFA World Cup. You've only got 3 more games and some of the most corrupt administrators in football to go before football finally comes home. But we're not talking about that on this week's episode of the Bunker Podcast, because let's face it, that's a different sport and we would be here for a very long time. No, instead, we are getting into the meat and bones of the golf season, ladies and gentlemen. I am Michael McEwen, and this is my favourite month of the year. Well, it's not, actually. That's not true. It's my 3rd favourite month of the year. July, yeah, definitely 3rd. I love February. That's my birthday. I was born 21st of February, so that's my favourite. Then Christmas, obviously. But July, when you've got so much great golf happening, that occupies an elevated position in my thinking. So, yeah, excited to be here, ladies and gents. Another person who's excited to be here, performance editor Lewis Fraser, wearing your Open Championship T-shirt.
I am.
Look at that little beauty.
Dug this one out of the archives. It's looking a wee bit ragged these days, I'll be honest.
Vintage.
That's the
look.
That's it.
What's the word for distressed? That's what they call it now.
Just like
but for the benefit of listeners
it,
who aren't watching on YouTube, but for listeners, this is a T-shirt from Royal Troon 2 years ago, the 152nd Open, and it's got a postage stamp on it, which is showing the 8th hole, the par 3 postage stamp. That's very clever.
It is very clever from
Very
whoever in the marketing team designed this did a very good job on it. So
I like that.
excellent.
Cool.
So I thought I'd dig this one out since, like you say, we're getting to the best time of the year. So yes.
So you're wearing your Open merch. I continue to wear my Masters merch because some things never change.
Yeah, no, that will never change.
Never ever going to change. How have things been, Mr. Fraser? I've not seen you for a few days because I was off most of last week.
You were.
What have you been up to?
I was down in I was at the grand opening of the Kingdom at the Grove.
Yes, TaylorMade's new digs.
Exactly that. TaylorMade's very fancy new fitting centre. I feel like I'm underselling it by saying fitting centre. This is one of the most amazing facilities that I've been to. When it comes to getting you into new golf clubs, so you can basically do anything there that you want, from driver all the way down to golf balls and everything in between. So that was really cool. We had some
special guests there as well.
We did have special guests. So it's not trying to do anyone a disservice here, but it's going to come across that way. You'll see what I mean in a second. So on the invite, which was very fancy, it said there was a Q&A with special guests at one point. And we walked around to the range. One of the marketing guys from TaylorMade said, "Can you make your way around to the new grass range?" Lovely. And Nick Doherty was there.
All right, yeah.
So great. Obviously, Nick, really good guy. We've obviously people will know who he is and everything. Thinking, I thought Rory McIlroy was going to be here. He's at Wimbledon. So that's cool. And then Nick invited up some of the TaylorMade's, they had really long titles, but basically the bosses from TaylorMade, and they spoke for maybe 15 or 20 minutes about how cool the driving range is, which it was, and that was great. And then some more special guests were announced. Ooh. Drum roll. Coming from backstage, Charlie Hull and Tommy Fleetwood.
Fantastic.
Which was really cool. Did not expect that. So yeah, we were kind of joking before. It was like what TaylorMade players have been at Wimbledon the day before and are going to turn up here. And sure enough, they were both in that list. So that was really cool. They kind of christened the new grass range there by putting on a wee clinic for us, which was awesome. So
how do you christen a range?
By hitting from it. Because when
I was hoping it might be something more elaborate, like ships. You have to smash a bottle of champagne off the side of it.
I'll be honest, it was a great event and Grove's amazing, but they didn't cut a ribbon. There was no ribbon. Yeah, I know. So I don't know what's happened there. I was looking at, as Tommy Fleetwood was talking about, all his success that he's had and brilliant, winning, FedEx Cup last year. Yeah, fantastic, whatever. I'm looking over his shoulder, I'm like, where's the ribbon in here? When are we going to go in and someone's going to come and cut the ribbon? Charlie and Tommy holding like one bit of the scissors each and snapping it.
If you don't mind me saying, you sound slightly pissed off that there wasn't a ribbon cutting.
Are you a
ribbon cutting fan?
Yeah. Well, when you
like
go
a ribbon cutting,
when you grand opening of something, you want a ribbon, don't you, to cut it? And
or
then
at least one of those cool wee sets of mini curtains that someone pulls the string, curtains separate, and there's the plaque
to reveal the plaque. Yeah, the little statue. Yeah, so none of that. So TaylorMade kind of, as much as it was great, and we got to watch legitimately two of the best golfers on the planet hit balls and talk about what they're doing. There was no ribbon, so we'll give it an A.
9.
Yeah, 9, A minus. But no, in all seriousness, it was amazing. So yeah, I'm actually
looks like a brilliant facility.
It's so good. I'm going back again this week.
Are you?
To get fit for wedges? Yeah.
Bloody hell! You can enjoy that.
I will be enjoying that. Yes. Yeah.
Excellent. No such trips for me. I was in Arran last week for a few days, and drove past lots of golf courses. As you know, you've played them all.
I have.
You've taken full advantage of the Arran Golf Pass, which, by the way, if you are only hearing about this for the first time, best value for money golf going, full stop. No arguments. No, but have you heard? Not interested. The Arran Golf Pass is where it's at. Look it up, because, jeez, it's unreal. But yeah, I didn't get to play any golf. I was away with the family, so I drove past lots of golf courses.
Yep.
But it's given me food for thought that I'm going to go back and take the clubs next time. It's amazing seeing all the people walking off the ferry just carrying bags of golf clubs over their shoulders as well. Hopefully it was theirs and they hadn't just helped themselves.
From someone's car down the bottom. That could definitely happen.
In fairness,
Don't do that.
I usually have my golf clubs in my car. I know I shouldn't, and I've not looked in the boot recently, so maybe I've just congratulated somebody.
Someone's got
on half-inch in my own clubs.
At least your clubs they're still in Shiskin right now, trying
to
navigate down that fourth hole.
Did you go to any weddings at the weekend? I know you were at one last weekend, but
no weddings at the weekend.
No Taylor and Travis for you?
No, I know. Yeah, I didn't get the invite for that one, unfortunately. Even if I did, I was playing golf anyway, so I wouldn't have been able to make it.
We had family arrangements.
Yeah,
and
Aaron kind of takes precedent. Nah, you can't be doing that. So yeah, Justin Thomas was there.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I wonder, was he the only golfer who was there?
There was again, I don't know how true these things are, and I haven't really looked into who was actually at the wedding.
Very good. I've seen your laptop screen.
That's what it is now.
TMZ.com right there.
It's I forgot what I was going to say there. Yeah, no, Justin Thomas was there and had a wee look to see if there was other golfers. It seemed to just be him. So I don't know what the connection is. I'm guessing, does he know Travis?
I would guess.
Played golf together at some point. So yeah.
Well, Happy Gilmore did the officiating at it.
What?
Adam Sandler was the master of ceremonies or celebrant, or he was the person that married them anyway.
What?
Yes.
He married, so not just the MC at the bit when they're now welcome the bride and...
He did the whole thing.
He did when telling them to say the vows.
The wedding singer
Happy Gilmore
did the
did
wedding
this.
hosting. Yeah.
Nah, that's wild.
Well, I think he and Travis are good pals, because remember, Travis Kelce was in Happy Gilmore too. He had a role as a waiter.
Yeah, but everyone was in that.
True. I'll tell you, by the way,
maybe that's where we met Thomas, because I presume Justin Thomas was in it, was he?
Maybe, but I'll tell you what, you've just reminded me. Speaking of cameos in movies, oh my God, right? So Saturday night, me and Mrs. McEwen sit down, can't watch any more World Cup. It's just, I'm all footballed out. And we decide, right, let's just stick on a movie, see what there is. And my wife goes, oh, well, The Devil Wears Prada 2 is out.
All right.
And I was a huge fan of the first.
Yeah, really good.
So I'm like, yeah, why not? Stick it on, go for it. About halfway through, you will never believe who shows up.
Right.
Mr. and Mrs. Rory McIlroy.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Rory's got a cameo. Not just that, he's got a talking cameo.
Does he really?
He's got a line.
How, so... Is he there as... Obviously, he's there playing Rory McIlroy.
Yes. So, essentially...
He's not just been scouted to do some random role. Yeah.
You never know.
Maybe.
But he and Erica appear in a scene where... Because you know the thing, that Meryl Streep's character is heavily... What's the word? Influenced by Anna Wintour, the longtime editor of Vogue.
Yes.
And so... Meryl Streep's character goes to this lavish event.
If you have just tuned in, this bit usually cuts off a bit quicker. But
yeah,
carry on.
sorry about this. We'll get to golf in a second, but this is important shit too. So, yeah, there's in this scene. It's a beautiful big hall. It's clearly some sort of fashion event, and they're cutting about speaking to lots of various people and so on and so forth. And Meryl Streep's character and Stanley Tucci's character, Stanley Tucci, by the way, brilliant actor, the pair of them are in conversation with Rory. Now, I can't remember the line for the life of me, but Rory and Erica are in shot for a good 5 seconds or so.
Wow.
It is the most bizarre thing.
Yeah.
Like, why are you in this
Golf.
movie?
Yeah, that is so strange. There's
So-
no like connection to golf or anything in it, is there?
I
Well, not in the first one. I
no,
can't remember the second.
not that I can
I've watched
remember.
the second one, so I
But
don't know.
maybe he just likes the movie. I mean, we know that Rory likes his films and that's how he likes to chill out between
True,
major
yeah.
rounds and so on. But he's been in a couple now. Happy Gilmore 2,
Yeah.
speaking part.
Yes.
Devil Wears Prada 2, speaking part. What's next?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, The
What
Odyssey
else
is
could he
coming
do?
out very soon by Chris Nolan. Part of me expects Rory to show up there.
He could do like voiceover stuff, definitely. He's got a good voice for that, I would say.
Does he, though?
I think he does.
A bit transatlantic, a bit mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, but
He's got a touch of the G-Max.
Yeah, but then if you're like selling it to an American audience and you want someone who's Northern Irish and they can sort of tune into the accent a bit easier, maybe that's what people will pick him for.
Maybe.
Yeah,
But yeah,
wait and
God,
see.
I jumped off the sofa with excitement and then sat back down and
Yeah.
enjoyed the rest of what was a very good film.
Okay,
Anyway,
good.
look, before we get into Scottish Open chat, of which there's lots, I'm going to plug right here, right now, once again, our newsletters. Remember, if you're a long-time listener, you should know by now, that we have brand new look, reinvented, rejuvenated, genuinely brilliant newsletters. The Breakfast Bulletin goes out every morning from Monday to Saturday. I nearly said Sunday, which would be wrong.
Yes.
At 6:30 in the morning, that is where to get all of the latest headlines. So if you're the sort of person that just struggles to make golf conversation with your mates, if you're the person that never replies in the group chat, for example, or you stand awkwardly at the water cooler, get this email and we will tell you everything you need to know about golf, the big talking points, the latest goings on, lasagna, which we'll get to. Everything you need is going to be in that email, so sign up for free. And the Monday Finish is written by yours truly. That's the new online home of my column, and that's where, if you like this podcast and you enjoy my ramblings, then that's where you get even more of them. Lucky you. All totally free. Go to bunker.co.uk/newsletters to sign up for free right now. And if you don't, I will be very unimpressed. I will hunt you down with my particular set of skills. Another great movie. Honestly, Rory
in
would
that
show
one
up in Taken 4, except he'd be
Yeah.
the one that gets taken. Liam Neeson just on the hunt for Rory McIlroy, trying to find him and rescue. One more thing before we go on to other matters. Well, you like this podcast, hopefully you do, then you might like the other one from us as well, Bunkered Business. It is hosted by Owen Wyatt, the Chief Growth Officer here at DC Thomson, my boss. And I'm also on it, and we're taking a slightly different look at golf to what you might get on this podcast. It is where you will find deep dives on as the name suggests, the business side of the game. We get right underneath the bonnet and we look at the people, the decisions, the corporations, the brands, the movements, the trends that drive the sport forward. Things like, why did Nike stop making golf equipment? Things like, who are the game's biggest disruptors and how are they succeeding? Things like, to what extent is AI reinventing the game? If you like that sound of that sort of stuff, then Bunkered Business is the place for you. So search for Bunkered Business wherever you get your podcasts and you will find it. New episodes are dropping every single week. Right, Lewis,
Right.
you did the notes this week.
Yeah, I did.
So I'm blaming you. You've called it Links Golf Season, SZN. Yeah.
Like new gear season,
Right.
which we couldn't be further away from at the moment, which is great because that's the busiest time of the year. And as much as I
Yes.
love fitting all the drivers, it's a lot.
It's a
and I
lot.
get a sore back.
But Links Golf Season, it is here. You've called this the best 2 weeks of the year coming right
Yep,
up.
apart from Christmas on your birthday,
Thank
obviously.
you. Yeah, but they're non-consecutive, so
yeah, yeah. Okay.
they are the best 2 weeks, but not the best fortnight.
Okay. Yeah,
Like, see,
yeah,
the
yeah.
week before my birthday, it's rubbish. The week after my birthday is even worse,
Worse.
because it's like,
You have to wait a whole year for it now.
it's like 350 odd days until the next one. Great. Christmas, the week before Christmas is generally pretty good. The
Yep.
week after, see, what's it they call it? Twixtmas or Betwixtmas?
Yeah, that is what they call it. Yeah.
Shit.
Well,
everyone goes into that going, I've got big plans for what I'm going to do between Christmas and New Year, and nothing happens.
No, well, that's the trick. You need to have no plans and just accept that nothing's going to happen and enjoy it, and
go
just
with the flow.
sit on your backside and watch movies where Rory McIlroy makes his cameos.
Home Alone 6 starring Rory McIlroy.
Oh God, yeah. Well,
Erica has taken Poppy away to Florida for a couple of weeks, and Rory is at home alone in Melbourne.
yes. Oh God.
It'll be a short movie because the burglars wouldn't get in because it's security entry.
Yeah,
and all
I'd
that
imagine
sort of
so.
stuff.
Yeah, and you just fly back in his private jet, so it'd be all right. If Erica would, yeah. Anyway, should we
Good
talk
watch.
about
Yes, the best 2 weeks of the year, Scottish Open and the Open. We are right on the cusp of it all right now, ladies and gents. So I'm going to ask you, Lewis, why have you called this the best 2 weeks of the year? What specifically makes these 2 consecutive weeks so damn good?
I'm biased here because both of us being from Scotland, but for me, the Scottish Open was always the best week of the year for me because I would religiously go to it as a spectator back in the day.
So when you say back in the day, you're talking about Castle Stewart 2011 onwards?
Yeah, 2011 onwards for the, 4 or 5 years that it was there. I think 4 consecutive years, 5 in total. I could be getting my numbers mixed up on that. But yeah, I was like Wednesday to Sunday and would just go and be like complete, even at that age when I would have been like a teenager, a complete geek and like watching players up close. It's probably the best shot that I've seen in person came in the Scottish Open as well.
Phil Mickelson.
Yes, correct.
Playoff
18
against
playoff.
Brandon Grace.
Yeah, good knowledge there.
I was
well done.
there.
Yeah, so
I was there
very
working.
different
I wasn't
capacities.
some annoying little kid going, Phil, can I have your ball?
Nah, I wouldn't be doing that.
You were.
Nah, never. No, God, no. Nah, I wouldn't
Are
do
you not
anything.
one of those?
Nah, not one of
Good.
those. No. I remember Francesco Molinari gave me a ball walking off the 12th green, which was really cool. And then at the Scottish Open at Royal Aberdeen, Rory, who mentioned plenty of times already.
Academy Award nominee.
Yes,
Rory McIlroy.
yeah, he wasn't at this time because he was using a Nike golf ball and it hit me in the back of the leg.
What?
It was very painful, yeah.
Signed glove?
Signed ball. I don't think I was injured enough for the glove, unfortunately. So, but yeah.
Typical honest Scot. You should have hit the deck.
I know. I remember going off on one here. I remember I text my mum saying, Rory McIlroy's just hit me with a golf ball. And she texts back saying, feign injury. I was like, what do you mean feign? You've not even checked to see if I am injured.
That's amazing.
Feign injury.
Oh, your mum's
I
already
could
thinking of the
actually
compensation claim.
Yeah.
She's not giving a toss about the glove.
richest golfer in the planet's just hit you with a ball, go down. So, yeah.
Oh,
anyway,
well done,
but,
Mrs. Fraser. I like
yeah,
your
I know.
style.
She was right, to be fair. Should have. But anyway, no,
So,
like...
sorry, just on the Rory hitting you with his golf ball. So
Yeah.
was this a sort of couple of hops in the rough and then it hit you, or did it hit you full toss?
No, I think it was one bounce
Right,
and hit
okay.
me in the back of the leg. But as we know, his ball speed is the highest that there is going. So yeah, it was pretty painful.
Leave a mark?
It left a wee mark for a few days. Yeah,
Wee bruise.
with a swoosh in it.
A back to front swoosh
Yes.
in the leg. Amazing.
So yeah, no, I think it's the best 2 weeks of the year for spectators because we get to see golfers like Scotty Scheffler, who usually are playing, don't get me wrong, great courses a lot of the time, but it's American golf courses where you hit it as high as you possibly can, and when you've got 7-iron in your hands, you know it's going to stop as soon as it hits the deck. Same with when he's hitting drivers off the tee, he's hitting it as high as far as he can, and all these guys are. And they don't need to worry too much about strategy or wind or bad weather or the ground being like this table here and the ball flying, like shooting off 60 yards away into a massive bunker. So I think at this time, when you're watching golf on TV and you've been doing that since like the Masters, and a lot of courses for casual fans and us as well, frankly, might like blend into one. This is the perfect antidote to that for me.
Totally agree. I'm interested in your own unique personal perspective, Lewis, because you grew up in Inverness, or in and around Inverness. So events like this and players like that didn't typically visit your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
You know, it's, I mean, with the absolute greatest of respect, to go and see people of that stature, whether they're golfers or somebody else, you're generally having to go to Glasgow, Edinburgh, or maybe London.
St
or further
Andrews,
afield.
for the
so
Open.
I mean, this was something that was special to you because the best in the world came to you.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
guess. Up to that point, this is going to be, I think, the 8th consecutive year
I think that's right.
the Scottish Open's been played at the Renaissance. Prior to that, and in between it leaving Loch Lomond in 2010, it seemed to move on a rotation around the country. So based on your experience, how much of a personal disappointment is it to you that Castle Stewart, or indeed Royal Aberdeen, hasn't had the chance to host the event again?
Yeah, massive. I think I understand the reasons for it because, let's face it, like, a big part of the reason that these big names go and play it is because there's a lot of money on offer, and money, a lot of that will be coming from sponsors. And if the sponsors want the course to be the Renaissance and to be there, then it's difficult to say no. But yeah,
and
you're
it's
right.
not just the sponsor. I mean, Genesis, I'm sure, pony up quite a lot of money, but the Renaissance is owned by a very wealthy man, Jerry Servadi, and he treats, or has in the past treated, the players very, very well just to get them to get their boots in the ground. He'll lay on a private jet for players coming over from the US, for example, just to get them there. So that's obviously a big factor as well, but it's a shame. Communities like yours up in the Highlands and the Northeast, big golf communities, growing golf communities, and it seems that they're being a little bit overlooked by the home of golf's National Open. That doesn't sit right with me.
Completely agree. I would love for the, like, kind of what it was between Loch Lomond and what we have now, where you are taking it to places like Gullin or to, like you say, Royal Aberdeen or to Castle Stewart or down the West Coast. Like, I know Troon's like an open venue.
Well,
but
Dundonald had it.
Dundonald, exactly. Places like this where it gives other people and, frankly, like other kids, like the chance to go and watch. Because unless, chances are, if you're a 12-year-old, unless your parents are really into golf as well, and you're able to go there for that weekend or for a Thursday or Friday, then you're not really going to get the chance to see these guys up close. And then if you go to the Open, like, it's great and obviously an amazing experience, but chances are you won't get that close to the action a lot of the time, or certainly not in the same way that you would for the Scottish Open. As much as there's big crowds, there's less crowds, and like you're going to have a better chance to get up close and make those memories like I've kind of had.
Well, that's true. I know that one of the criticisms of the rotation was that players, I think Phil Mickelson being one, didn't like having to get to learn a new golf course every year or relearn a golf course that they've not seen for a couple of years, especially the week before going to the Open. And I think there was maybe a little bit of, I don't know if fear is the right word on the part of organisers, but they didn't seem to want to jeopardise the quality of the field. That, from, if my memory's serving me correctly, all of that was really before the PGA Tour started co-sanctioning the event. That was before Genesis came on board. So I'd be interested to know now, given the quality of the field and given the money, the PGA Tour points that are on offer, the world ranking points that are on offer, to what extent is where the Scottish Open is played that much of a deal breaker for the players?
Yeah,
I'd really like to know that. But maybe we'll get a chance to ask them this week, because there's a hell of a lot of big names playing. The aforementioned Jack Nicholson. That's the one I'm after. The Jack Nicholson of golf. He's pretty much the Jack Nicklaus of golf at this point as well.
What joke are you making here?
Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, who, by the way, is a better actor than Rory. Just watch Happy Gilmore 2.
He's really good in that.
Unbelievable. Scotty's playing, obviously. He's Anders Schauffele, Ludwig Oberg, Justin Thomas, fresh from the big wedding. John Ram, we'll talk more about him in a second or two, but an absolutely unbelievable field. I remember going to the Scottish Open at Loch Lomond, and every year in the build-up to it, there was a little bit of excitement about, will the field be better than last year? Who's going to play? Obviously, the same question year to year throughout much of the noughties was, is this the year that Tiger's going to play, and all that stuff? And some years the field was like, oh my God, that's better than last year. Maybe another year it'd be like, it's maybe missing a couple of names. Consistently now, I think for all the reasons that we've outlined, money, ranking points, PGA Tour involvement, consistently the Scottish Open has an unbelievable field. Is there another reason though, Lewis? Is the proximity to the Open Championship on the calendar, and geographically for the Americans, a big factor in this? Equally, the opportunity to brush up on your links golf skills on a course that won't be set up to beat you up.
No.
That's important for these guys, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, you're spot on. It's massive. And players will actively say that as well, that, like we're saying, this is the only time that we really see links golf for the best players in the world. So if you're coming from parkland stuff and you're playing the John Deere, as like Chris Gotterup, defending champion, is coming over, then yeah, it's the ideal place to go and actually tune up to go and play the Open. Like, you look at past winners, going back to Shane Lowry, like, who skipped the Scottish in 2019 when he won the Open, but all the other Open champions have played the Scottish Open. And I think the last couple, Scotty, like, was tied 8th. So, like, they've played well when they're playing the Scottish as well. So, yeah, I think that is probably one of the biggest factors.
Yeah, I think Colin Morikawa hadn't even seen a links course in person until he played it in 21. I seem to recall him having a pretty
I think he
difficult
missed
week.
the cut.
He did, didn't he? And then went on to win the Open the following week. So, yeah, it's clearly a very, very beneficial tune-up. I wonder, looking at it through a very narrow lens, is it a little bit of a shame that the Scottish Open isn't more of a challenge for the best players? They're not going to, as I said, they're not going to set up the golf course in a way that these guys are going to head on to the Open the following week knackered, beaten, bruised. They're going to go there ideally with some good feelings, some good vibes, having shot 4 under par rounds probably. But
yeah, it is a challenge. Like, it's great in where it is in the calendar, in that it encourages people like Scheffler to come over and play it.
Yeah.
But in the same way, you're right, it's hard to kind of view the Scottish Open as just like its own entity, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
Because for a lot of players, if you finish 12th this week, that's absolutely fine, as long as it means that you're going to have a good finish the next week. So yeah, it is a little bit of a shame. But again, like we said from the start, like, if tours don't want to be beating players up the week before a major, because then they might think twice about coming back the following year.
Well, yes.
I suppose, like, again, it's all weather dependent, as everything is
true.
in links golf, particularly this part of the world.
You say that though, but I mean, let's look at the scores since it's moved to a links golf course. The winning score has gone, and this is all under par, obviously, 19, 17, 17, 16, 12, 14, 13, 20, 22, 11, 18, 7, 15, 18, 15, with the exception of that 1 year, 2022, when Xander Schauffele won on 7 under par. Every other year has been at least, let me check, at least 12 under has been the winning score.
Yes, so that's...
And in 2 cases, 20 or better. That isn't...
That's a lot.
But that's, to me, not links golf either. Links golf shouldn't be coughing up those kind of scores unless the weather is flat cam, in which case the course superintendents, greenkeepers, whatever, will usually find a way to make it harder, knowing what's coming weather-wise.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, these are target golf, typical PGA Tour golf scores.
Yep.
On a course where it just shouldn't really be possible.
Yeah, I think, again, kind of contradicting myself a wee bit here, because we're speaking about how great links golf is, but it does kind of pain me when we listen to these guys in press conferences and they say, oh yeah, it's amazing to play like a classic links course over in Scotland. And I'm like, yeah, kind of, but also when you go to North Berwick and do that, like after this press conference, that's a classic links course.
Yes.
Or if you go down the road and play at Dunbar, or you go somewhere like, completely forgetting all the other golf courses in the world here, like Muirfield or something like that.
Kilspindie, places like that.
Exactly.
Loch Ness.
And Renaissance, again, it's been built with championship golf in mind. It's been made for spectating viewpoints, which it does a very good job of. But it's far from a traditional links course. I mean,
You use the words classic links course, and it's not.
No,
it's
far
just
from
not.
it. Yeah, but then I feel it's a wee bit of a shame that the guys who are playing PGA Tour golf, and obviously this is still PGA Tour, like classic tree-lined PGA Tour courses, come over here and think that it is a classic links, which I get because you've not been exposed to any of that before. So
you don't know better. So
you don't know
enough.
better. So yeah, it would be amazing if there was the chance to take it to Royal Aberdeen again, or along those lines. But
I've been very vocal and critical of the Renaissance on this podcast over the last 6 years now. It's just not for me. I've played the golf course. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's not even close to being the best golf course in East Lothian, never mind Scotland. But it is what it is. I get it. It's more than that in terms of being a tournament host. Fine, I understand that. But the course is going to be different this year, Lewis. You know a bit more about this than I do, but what used to be the 10th hole, for example, that's now the first?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay,
so there's a lot of jiggery pokery going on with the layout here, and I'm not going to go through it all because it'll be like PGA Tour changes last week, and we'll completely lose the head, and we'll be here until 5 o'clock. But basically, it's not even 2 o'clock now for benefit listeners. But yes, so the 10th, which is the par 5 that doglegs round to the right, is now going to be the first tee, and there's most like the running order is similar, but as you can imagine, once you get into the middle, there's a bit more crossing over because holes like what would be like the traditional 9th from that green, you can go like several different places. But basically, this has all been done to get the stadium hole, which was previously the 6th, later in the round. So that is now becoming the 15th hole.
Okay, that's that par 3 that's right next to the clubhouse, isn't it?
Exactly that, yeah. So that in last year was the stadium hole, and they were putting the tees forward and giving
playing it really
guys,
fast and loose with the word stadium, I have to say.
Yeah, but that's I know when they said, I was expecting like covered roof and stuff.
We've just come from watching the World Cup, where the stadia are like 80,000 seater.
Yep.
Just
it's not the Azteca.
Bowls. It's not the Azteca. This is more like Starks Park, or maybe being slightly more generous for our English listeners. Something like the Den, Millwall's
a bit less
ground.
Intimidating than the Den, you'd hope. But yeah, I get the point that
Nicer
you're making.
Fans.
Yeah, but much nicer, much more appreciative fans, regardless of where you're from. So that's something. If you are going along this week and you're listening to this wanting some intel, then that was definitely worth.
It's an objectively good place to go. It's a good place to watch golf. It's good atmosphere. It's a nice little hole. You'll see every number that you can imagine, probably between 1 and 10.
10s, maybe. I don't know if we'll see a 10. Do you reckon? Maybe.
You might.
Doubles and triples.
You go on Pro-Am Day, you absolutely will.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But, stadium.
A bit fast and loose for that. But anyway, I think that is a good move because it's a really fun hole. See, when you play it, you'll know as well. I've played it a couple of times. That green is crazy. Like, it doesn't come across on TV, and even when you're watching the best players in the world, they make it look easy. But some of the slopes, like especially at the front of that green, if you do miss it, you can be in some real spots of bother. So, yes, that would be good. But also important to say that 17 and 18 are still going to be the same. So we're still finishing in the same place.
So the 6th is now the 15th.
Yep.
The old 7th is now the 16th.
That's right.
17 and 18 just
remain as they are. So that'll be interesting.
I think that makes sense.
Works.
I like it because it's, as much as I don't like manufactured drama, they are manufacturing it the right way.
Yeah.
They're putting an eye-catching hole, a busy golf hole, where it really ought to be. The 6th, but it was previously, that hole just was a absolute non-event.
Yeah.
But if they're trying to make it into a bigger deal and give it this stadium identity, then it has to be later in the round. So good on them for making that change. Excited to see how the final few holes unfold. Could be a good week. I just hope the weather cooperates. What I want from this week is a little bit of everything. I want some wind. I want a little bit of sun. Definitely want a bit of rain. I want to see woolly hats, waterproofs, and Factor 50.
Yes.
I want it all.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at the Met Office right now, and you might not be getting much of that, unfortunately. There's not much wind in the forecast, and there's a 30% chance of rain on Saturday morning, and that's it. So just completely crushed your dreams there, unfortunately.
Well, to that point, does that mean the 22 under, is that in danger?
It could be. Yeah, it absolutely could be. I wouldn't be surprised at that because, again, looking at the wind from Thursday onwards, we're hardly getting into double figures, particularly on Sunday, where, obviously this can change, but we're looking about 8 mile an hour winds throughout the week, which is nothing playing around there. So, that's disappointing.
Absolute lights out.
So, you're not getting your wish of woolly hats, I don't think. I think it's going to be short sleeves.
Great. It's worth noting that the Renaissance does have a habit of putting up some great winners as well. If I look at the roll call since 19, Bernd Wiesberger, Aaron Rai in 2020, the COVID year. Look at what Aaron Rai's going on to do. Minwoo Lee, Xander Schauffele, Rory McIlroy, Bob Mack 2 years ago, and the defending champion Chris Gotterup, who's coming into this in incredible form, having just won the John Deere Classic at the weekend. Even the runners-up. Last year, Gotterup beat out Rory and Marco Penge. Bob beat off, what was it, Adam Scott by one shot. He managed to hold him off. Rory pipped Bob. Xander, Kurt Kitayama, who of course has won the Arnold Palmer in the past. Other runners-up, Tom Dietrich, Matt Fitzpatrick, Tommy Fleetwood. Yeah, the Renaissance, I know it's because the field is so much better, but the Renaissance does have a habit of producing excellent winners and stacked leaderboards. So if you're going to the Scottish Open this weekend, the 44th official Scottish Open, then I'm sure you will have a great time. I do take a little bit of umbrage with the fact that they don't include the first two real Scottish Opens, Lewis, amongst their counting. Well, they only go back as far as when it started up again as one of the founding events in the European Tour in 1972. Downfield that year, it was Neil Coles that won it. But the first Scottish Open Championship was played in 1935 on the King's Course at Gleneagles and was won by Percy Alliss.
Oh.
Peter's dad.
Is it really?
Yes,
wow,
indeed.
I did not know that.
And then the following year, it took place again. Jimmy Adams, a Scotsman, beat Tom Collins at Belial in Ayr.
Yes.
One of our favourite munis. And then obviously it disappeared for a while. But Percy Alliss, Peter's dad. Interesting fact about Peter Alliss.
Go on.
I can give you two interesting facts about Peter Alliss. Where was he born?
Oh, I do know this.
You must know this.
I do, but it's completely escaping me. Terrible. No, go on, put me out of my misery.
Berlin.
What was he? Oh, I didn't know that.
Born in Berlin, another February birthday, 1931. And I think, if I'm remembering this correctly, he was one of the biggest babies in the country.
Yes.
Maybe even the world at that time. I can't remember exactly what he weighed, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
So if you can remember, get in touch, let us
Peter
know.
Allis's weight.
Peter Allis's birth weight. There's a most random thing to ask for, but if you know, let us know. Right, Lewis, let's move on.
Tangent.
We'll talk about a little bit about the Open in part 2 because time's marching away, and I do want to talk about Lasagna Gate before the end of this week's episode as well. But first, asked and answered. This is a good one. If the answer is 38 consecutive hours, what is the question? If the answer is 38 consecutive hours, what is the question? You have a wee think.
I will.
Our social media followers have not let us down. SCB27, a regular contributor to this section, says, is it how long we've heard about altitude this week?
Shut up.
Oh my word, there was an awful lot made of altitude, wasn't there?
Sick of it. I never want to hear that word ever again.
I mean, this is obviously to do with England playing Mexico and Mexico City in the round of 16 of the World Cup. Last 16, by the way. I'm not going to say round of 16 ever again. That's a horrible Americanization.
Yes.
And
they're getting to us. They
do you
really
know
are.
what? The Americans can bend the rules of football all they want to get their players playing, but you cannot have last 16.
Yeah, no.
It's last 16. It's not round of.
No.
The round of 16.
No, it's not. Far too American.
But yes, it's to do with that, obviously. But I mean, there's always been talk about altitude in Mexico City in golf when, we had
that's what
the
I was
World Golf
thinking.
Championship played there. We had Liv played there for a few years. Altitude might be new to Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane and Jordan Pickford and his funny wee arms, but it is not new to golfers. We've known about this for a long time.
My first thought was because when golfers are at altitude, the ball goes significantly further.
Yes.
So I was wondering...
So you want to move to somewhere where it's high above sea level, is that what you're saying?
That's the problem. Playing all these links courses right beside the water, it's hopeless. I don't get any altitude
James
help.
Tate doesn't have any issue with that, so neither should you. If the answer is 38 consecutive hours, what is the question? How long did Sergio spend in the gents after eating lasagna for lunch during Open qualifying, suggests Tim Lochhead. Every chance down. As I said, more coming. Paul Keane, how long does Bryson DeChambeau act in shock after missing a putt?
Yeah, gosh, yes.
I hadn't really taken stock of this until I read Paul's message, but yeah.
He does.
It's quite performative, Bryson.
When he misses a 10-footer, it's as if this has never happened to anyone in the history of the game before.
How? Did you see the break on that?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. You didn't, which
You're
is why
not
the
the
ball
first
didn't go in the
person
hole.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I know, that's a good answer.
Graham Marr, what was the longest recorded waggle session before hitting a shot by Brian Harvey?
Mind the waggle counter. That was brutal, man.
3 years later, we're still filleting Brian Harman for his waggles. I don't think there'll ever be like you say we need a moratorium on this. I don't think that day's ever going to come.
No, it's not. Absolutely not.
And Graham, you were out by 2. It was actually 40 consecutive hours. Eat and sleep golf. How long does Bryson again? How long does Bryson spend on the range smashing drivers at each major, only to then miss the cut?
Every year at the Masters, and there's always like, I have visions of Vijay Singh just like stopping his session and like just going and watching Bryson like hitting drivers as hard as humanly possible.
What ever since they brought in that data counter that shows
yeah,
the
he's trying to one up everyone. I know. Oh, that's funny.
And finally, Jamie Devlin, is it how long I spent watching highlights of both Rory's Masters wins? You and me both, Jamie. You and me both. My goodness. Don't think I'll ever stop watching that.
That is his first win on the Sunday felt like 38 hours watching that back nine. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Hellish.
Anyway, what you got?
Great. Is it how long did it take Peter Alliss' mother to give birth to him?
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Well, maybe. I mean, labour
yeah,
can
quite
be
possibly.
Labour's
yeah,
a long-lasting thing.
And if he was one of the largest babies in the country, wherever at the time, then yeah, in Berlin.
Poor women.
I can't imagine that's a nice,
rough.
I can't imagine that's a nice undertaking. So yeah,
No,
wasn't that? No.
It's also that is the wrong answer. Do you know what I'm going to do during the break? I'm going to try and find out what his birth weight was.
Yeah,
because now I'm worried that this
yeah.
is like an urban legend. It was probably something very standard, like 6'4", and we've just invented this.
We're going to have producer Will's going to have a really difficult job in his hands for the next 10 minutes to erase all of that.
Yes. Right. I'll go and have a look at that. You guys listening at home can have a think about what that question might be. If the answer is 38 consecutive hours, what could the question be? I will reveal all in part 2. Do not go anywhere.
Do you want an easy way to book tea times in Spain, Portugal and Italy? If yes, then On Tea is your answer. OnTea.com is a reliable and easy-to-use site for tea time bookings. There are 3 reasons why you should use On Tea. 1. You can cancel your tea time up to 48 hours before teeing off, free of charge. 2. You have the payment option Book Now, Pay Later available. 3. On Tea guarantees the lowest online price. Go to ontea.com today and discover 1,000 bookable courses. Use the code BUNKERED26 during checkout to get a discount on your purchase. Valid throughout 2026.
Welcome back to an absolutely flabbergasted part 2 of this week's Bunker podcast. Michael and Lewis with you. Lewis is chuckling. He knows what's coming. During the break, whilst you guys were thinking about, well, what is 38 consecutive hours? What might that be? We did indeed Google Peter Alliss' birth weight. Please, if you're not already, I urge you to sit down, pull over the car, and brace yourself. At birth, the golf commentator Peter Alliss weighed 14 pounds 11 ounces. 14 pounds 11. That was like me when I was 8 or 9 years old. What the hell? 14, 11, that's like 2 slightly above average babies.
I want to put this in beagle terms.
Beagle terms?
Yeah, but
how many beagles is it?
Yeah.
But this gets even wilder, right?
Go ahead.
It made him the heaviest baby ever born in Europe. A record. True story. Well, since records began.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe back in the day, but I don't know. Everyone was smaller back in the day, weren't they? So.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Heaviest baby ever born in Europe. A record he held for over 50 years.
Oh my goodness. Until the 1980s.
This gets even weirder. He took the record from a baby born 3 weeks before him.
No chance.
The future cricketer Fred Truman, who was 14-1.
Wow, he's completely blown him out of the water, by the way. 14-1 to 14-11. Could you imagine his parents celebrating the 14-1? That's embarrassing. Peter Alliss has come along and just absolutely usurped him there. Not even close.
I mean,
thrashed him.
That's not like an extra ounce.
No.
That's
You'd think in these things they'd have to like really, really like get very granular with the weight and make sure, but no, it's absolutely miles over him. That's crazy.
I honestly am shook. So thank you all for listening. We'll be
Dumbfounded.
back next week.
I don't know
Nothing
if we
further
will.
to add.
No, that's it.
Oh my God. Amazing.
So a beagle, just to go back to this, I have beagles at home. They weigh around 18 to 30 pounds. So a small beagle is 18 pounds.
So you weighed pretty much the same as a small beagle?
Yeah. And beagles are heavy. I know that all too well. I wonder, so like a dog's slightly smaller than a beagle.
I am out of words. Genuinely, that
newborn
has blown
child.
my mind. He held the record for 50 years.
So I don't think I ever saw Peter Alliss in person. Was he like a particularly large man?
Yeah, I mean, he was tall, broad.
Yeah. But not talking like, because you get some people who are like 6'7", like massive, like bouncers kind of thing.
He had a substantial frame. I'll give him that. But he wasn't like morbidly obese. He wasn't like,
No.
He wasn't like Andre the Giant.
No,
you know,
yeah,
nothing
that's what I'm
that.
thinking, like the Big Show.
No, nothing like that at all. I cannot believe that. Honestly, I'm blown away. I thought my daughter was big. She was 9'11" when she was born, and I mean, she's balanced out now.
Yeah.
You know, she was obviously, I think 90. What did they say she was? 90-something percentile.
Right, okay.
I mean, Peter Alliss was like the 110th percentile, quite
It's
clearly.
the Scottish Scheffler of babies being big.
Oh, in Germany, I mean, all of a sudden being born in Berlin, just who cares? That's that's a footnote on the story.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Right. Okay.
yeah.
Let's compose ourselves. Let's move on.
What was the actual answer?
I told you the answer. 38 consecutive hours. Yes. The question. It's the question, Lewis. So yes, before the break, asked and answers. If the answer's 38 consecutive hours, what is the question? This is cool. For how long did Mike Woodard play golf at his home club last week?
All right, okay.
So Mike is based in Georgia, and he set a new world record for consecutive hours playing golf. He was doing it to raise money for children's healthcare, raised incredible $108,000. How many Peter Allis's do you get to the dollar there, I wonder? But yeah, $180,000 for children's healthcare playing at Cartersville Country Club. Now, interestingly, he started, I believe, at 5 o'clock at night and played all the way through the night. He had like, you know, glow-in-the-dark sticks to light the way. He had glow-in-the-dark golf balls. And yeah, 38 hours on the spin.
Fair play.
Now, I played 100 holes in a day in 2016 to raise money for Glasgow Children's Hospital. We played at King's Barnes.
Nice place to do it.
I mean, if you're going to do it anywhere, you may as well play there. It was like 5.5 rounds plus change.
Yep.
And let me see, we teed off. I remember this quite clearly because I woke up, my alarm went off to go there as Dustin Johnson was holding as Dustin Johnson was missing the putt to win the US Open.
Chambers Bay.
I'm now getting my years mixed up. Yes, it was Chambers Bay, so it couldn't have been 16 because he won at Oakmont in 16. So like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
It was 15 because Jordan Spieth won it. And I got out of bed. So yeah, I think we were on the tee just before first light. So that must have been about 4 in the morning. Finished about just after 10 o'clock at night. So yeah, 18 and a bit hours that we were playing for. So he had the jump on us by 20 hours.
That's insane.
I mean,
do you reckon he's gone from, because I genuinely, like, I know we joke about this, but I didn't know that this was the answer. How do you know if he went straight from like 18th green to first tee? Like, or was he just like going in for the clubhouse after and getting like a drink and whatever? Or was he just consecutively like playing these holes? Do you know how many holes he played?
Absolutely no idea. Genuinely haven't got the first clue. But I mean, fair play to the guy. As I said, that is definitely, well, it's more than twice as long as I played. He definitely cleared north of 200 holes. North of 200 quite easily. So. No, fair play to him. Good name as well. Well done, Mike. Congratulations.
Yeah, great.
Superb scenes. And more importantly, what about that? A huge amount of money raised for charity. Very, very impressive indeed. Right. Asked and answered out the way. Peter Alliss out the way. The Scottish Open out the way. Before we get to culinary matters, which are very important. Talk to me about the Open, Lewis, very quickly,
Yes.
because the Open next week, we'll do a full preview in due course, but Open next week, Royal Birkdale. Excited?
Yeah, really excited
First
for that.
Open at Royal Birkdale for you?
Yeah, it will be. Yep. So buzzing for it. I was lucky enough to, we spoke about it, I played the course maybe a couple months back, and it's amazing. It's so difficult. Like, obviously it's going to be difficult for me, but even for these guys, the one thing that I think will stand out will be the first hole. So when we were at Port Rush, that was like notoriously difficult. Like, a lot of guys think Jakob Skov Olsen like was leading after the first round, and then hit a ball OB right and then OB left. Or it might be the other way about, but certainly like one either side.
The ultimate two-way miss.
Yeah, ultimate two-way miss at the worst possible time. I think Birkdale will throw up scenarios like that on the first as well. In fact, the first like 3 holes were all very challenging, so that will be great. But one thing, so I obviously love Spieth, and before I played, I went and watched his win there when he was playing with Matt Kuchar. Still absolutely baffled about how he hit it over there in 13. But the thing that
surprised... A few people baffled about the drop as well.
Yeah, well...
Clearly Gianni Infantino was the walking rules official that
well,
day.
Yeah. He took his time, that's for sure. But after that, people might forget, but on the 14th, he hit it to like a foot and made his 2. That won't be happening this time around, because 14 is now a big, massive par 5 that's got about...
That's right, yeah.
About 2 dozen bunkers up the left side, and I visited most of them just for, for journalistic reasons, and so that's great. And then 15 is a completely new hole as well. It is a par 3, going back towards massive hospitality tents. And I think both of those are going to be brilliant, really, really good, like additive to the finish. 17 as well is going to be brilliant. Par 5, Padraig famously hit, like, I think it was a 5-wood into that hole back in the day. Amazing.
2008, an unbelievable. I was there pretty much right next to him when he hit it, or as close as you can get, because I'd been following. I was expecting the Greg Norman story that day, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then Harrington just came from nowhere. What a shot. Genuinely, an absolutely incredible golf
I think
shot.
when you stand on that green as well, you realise how little margin for error there is.
None.
Because
it's
even if
ridiculous.
you're hitting a 9-iron there, you could potentially hit it out of bounds if you fan one a wee bit to the right.
And he had to hit it all the way up to the back as well.
Yeah,
up the
remarkable.
Slope, so
I will say that one of my playing partners, Neil Tappan, made an eagle there. Tappers, it was great.
Of course he did.
Fantastic. An absolute textbook 3. I think he had like 9-iron in there something.
Some boy tappers.
So yeah, so really looking forward to that. I think it'll be a great test. We're talking about scores getting to like 22 under this week. I don't think we'll be seeing that at Birkdale.
No, I don't think we will. But we'll talk more about the Open and the runners, riders, course, etc. on our Open preview coming up very, very soon. Very excited for that. One of my favourite episodes of the year. Let's turn our attention now, though, to England. No, so I'm so used to hearing people say that over the last week. Half-time in every game.
And it's half-time in Brazil versus France, where it's 5 each. But now we're going to go to the England camp to hear what music they've been listening to at training.
I mean, I just find it amusing more than anything else. And it was funny, I was watching Wimbledon yesterday, and Naomi Osaka has just beaten the world number 1, the number 1 seed, Arina Sabalenka. She sits down in the BBC studio for an interview with Claire Balding, who asks her one question and then says, "And are you excited for the big match later on?" And you can see Osaka, it's from Japan, going, "What?" It's like, yeah, England are playing Mexico, so if you're struggling to sleep, then you could just watch that and join in with the rest of the country.
Yeah, you're joking.
And you could see Osaka like giggling nervously and just going, "What the hell is she on about here?"
Yeah.
So, yes, no. Let's turn our attention not to England. Let's turn our attention to lasagna.
Yes.
Something I've never eaten because I'm lactose intolerant, and it's up there where macaroni cheese is one of the worst things I could probably eat.
Okay.
Not ever going to let lasagna pass my lips. And following events of last week, I'm not sure Sergio Garcia will ever do the same either. So this was Open, final qualifying at West Lancs Golf Club. Sergio was trying to punch his ticket for Birkdale, came up short. Lewis, pick up the story for me. What the hell went on?
Do you want me to explain what lasagna is to you? Do you have like a good basis of like knowledge on what it is? I know you haven't eaten it before, but...
Do I know what lasagna is?
Yeah, well, you've never had it. No, I'm joking. So, as you rightly say, Sergio, to his credit, has always been, recently has gone to West Lancs in attempts to qualify for the Open. Sometimes more successful than others. Had some interesting stories that have come out from there, which we won't go back into. But this one definitely trumps all of them. So, after his first round, 36-hole day, and after his first round, he was looking good. He shot 4 under 68, which round West Lancs, fantastic.
Very good.
Conditions looked fairly tricky.
Bang in the mix.
In the mix. Another one of them, and he'd have been, I believe he would have been on his way to the Open next week at Birkdale. Happy days. However, front 9 of the second round, things started to go wrong, and that led him to shooting 3 over 75. Miles off the pace, unfortunately. Now, that was disappointing, and at the time I remember guys who were there, who we know that we'll get to in a wee second for other reasons, but they were a bit confused because Sergio looked really out of sorts. He looked great in the morning, played well, could have been better than 4 under, and then he's come off the course and just looked to be really bothered by something. And when he was asked about his day in a little media scrum afterwards, he said that, and I quote, "I had a little bit of food there in the players' lounge and it did not sit well with me. I only ate the lasagna. I thought maybe have a little pasta and stuff, but for some reason it didn't sit well with me and I just felt nauseous the whole front 9. In the afternoon, I felt like I was going to vomit pretty much on every hole." Anyone who's played university golf will know the same feeling, but for very different reasons.
Yes, and at this point I would say if you're currently eating or planning to eat anytime soon, just,
especially if it's lasagna.
Yeah, just bear with us.
Yeah, he went on to say it was so bad that he actually thought about stopping after 9 holes in his second round to walk in because he was that under the weather. But he thought, let's carry on, play some more, see if he could make a few birdies coming in. Yeah, he said that he wanted to give himself the best chance to go and play, but obviously that has not happened. Now, a lot to... Well... Before we get into a lot to get through, you're making hums and ahs over there. What's your take on the whole situation here?
How very Sergio.
Mm-hmm.
There's always something.
Yes.
And typically, it's always somebody else's fault. I mean, you said that Sergio has played West Lancs before in Open qualifying. Is this his first time he's had lasagna there? Is it his first time having lasagna ever?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I have absolutely zero doubt whatsoever that Sergio felt unwell. I have no doubt he felt nauseous and whatnot. But if you were to say to me this time last week, we're looking at the fields across all the different qualifying venues for Open final qualifying, you know, West Lancs, was it Burnham and Barrow, Dundonald, somewhere else. If you were to say to me one player is going to have a moan about the lasagna and how it has prevented him from playing in the Open, I would have only needed one guess.
Yes, and you would have been correct, unfortunately.
It's just... Yeah,
a couple things for me. I think even if, like you say, I don't doubt that he was not feeling well because it looked like from clips that something was clearly bothering him here, and he's not going to just feign that for the sake of it, like he's going to try and play better. But to then come out and say this about a club who obviously will put in so much work to put this event on, people who are behind the scenes going to incredible lengths to try and cater for some of the best players in the world. Literally, but also like setting the course out unbelievably well. Everything about the club would have been like, that's the biggest day of the year for them, and the biggest star that's there, frankly, has then come out and said that the reason he's not played well is because of the food that he had halfway.
Yeah,
that's not a great look.
It's not fair in the club either.
No.
You know, you mentioned there was people there that we know. I mean, one of those was Josh Lees, part of our team. Josh was there. Josh had the same lasagna.
Yeah, he actually stood in front of Sergio in the queue.
There you go. He was absolutely fine.
Yes.
So I don't think it was the food, because if it was the food, surely everyone would have had the same reaction to it.
Yeah.
So I feel incredibly sorry for West Lancs. It's a very, very good golf club, very well run. I've got some familiarity with it. Gavin Abson, who's a long-time member of our performance panel. Gavin's the head pro there. Justin Rose speaks very highly of it. West Lancs is a really, really good club, and to your point, this is their Open. This is their big week, and I think they deserve better from somebody showing up who has, let's be honest, his reputation precedes him as far as having a moan goes. I think they deserve better than for Sergio to show up and complain about their food.
Yes, yeah, completely
I feel
agree.
for the chef. I feel for the GM. I feel for everyone associated with the club, and I don't really feel anything for Sergio.
No, likewise.
Is he the first golfer to go out with feeling nauseous and
no, of course
struggle?
not. Yeah, absolutely not.
It's just Sergio being Sergio.
Yep.
I'm so bored of it, to be honest.
Unfortunate, but yeah, no, like you make a good point. Yeah, go on.
Does he not have to shoulder some of the blame here? Like lasagna, as I said, I've never had it, but as a pre-round or mid-competition meal goes, is that the smartest choice?
No, I wouldn't say so. It wouldn't be what I'd be going for. I know he said that he wanted some pasta, but it's not pasta in the traditional sense. Obviously, it's not like you're having like tomato or like chicken pasta that's going to be like fuel you for a round of golf. Like, it's kind of the last thing that you'd really be going for, to be honest. And I'm absolutely certain that if he had asked someone else to get different foods, like, they would have made something else for him. If he asked for a chicken sandwich, they would have made him a chicken sandwich. I know, like, they had salmon was one of the other options. Salmon, potatoes was there, like, the chips as well, like anything that you look.
So there were better options.
There were better options. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you're going out and going to try and play a really, really important round of golf, there's absolutely better options there, regardless of if the lasagna was excellent, which other people have said that it was actually very tasty and went down well and they felt great and would eat it again. So, yeah, just
didn't
again,
realise
like,
Josh had turned into Jay Rayner
no,
since he'd been away in Adam.
There was some. Look, I wanted to speak to him about it because, firstly, like, my first thought was genuinely, is Josh okay? Because he's had the same thing that's made Sergio feel unwell. But for the purposes of this, I wanted to speak to him, ask him how it was. He said it was absolutely fine.
Also, food poisoning doesn't come on that quick.
No, and also doesn't leave you that quick as well, because he said he felt fine, like, very, like, good enough on the back nine to carry on playing.
Yeah,
so
I think there's only one
poisoning.
person that's responsible for this, and that is Sergio.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Won't be at the Open,
he won't, and that is a shame.
Yeah.
I think, regardless of where he is in his career or whatever you might think of him, and I certainly have my own feelings, Sergio's entertaining. This will sound daft to a lot of people. I'm sure I'll get some sort of abuse for it. Don't care. I think he could win an Open.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's come close before, and if he's got any chance on any major, it's going to be the Open Championship. I think he's got a brilliant chance at it. So yeah, it's a shame that he's not there. I find him great fun to watch when he's playing golf.
Yes,
I can do without all the other stuff that goes with it.
The theatrics around it.
Histrionics.
Yeah, histrionics is exactly the word. Yeah, no, completely agreed. Amazing to watch. But
do you like
stuff
lasagna?
like this. Yeah, I do. Yeah. My mum makes brilliant lasagna, honestly. Like, really,
in between
really
telling you to feign injury for Rory McIlroy, it's not a sign glove she's wanting, and it's an oven glove. Is that what you're saying?
No, she's wanting money. I can't remember what year this was, but it was after he'd won. He was a 4-time major champion at this point, peak of his powers. Nike were paying him a pretty penny. So yeah, she wanted to, or for like to be on TV, because I remember there was a story back. It would have been, there was maybe the Open, it could actually have been the Open that year, I might be getting mixed up here, but around that time there was a story in the Open where Rory had hit a ball and it hit someone, had actually injured them, hit them on the head. They were quite unwell because of it. I think they went to hospital, but they were at
the lasagna too?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they had to try and like recover from Rory's ball hitting them on the head. And after coming back from the hospital after the lasagna, Rory had paid for them to stay at a hotel rather than be in the tented village, which is where the guy was staying. Yeah, honest. So I wonder if maybe she's seen that and thought you could get an extra night stay, like, rather than having to pay for like the travel lodge.
The campsite.
So the guy
tented village is something different.
Yeah, not the tented village. Sorry, the campsite. Yeah.
So Rory put him up in a hotel.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah,
fair play.
So maybe she was hoping that would happen to me, but didn't quite.
Lots of Digby Brown adverts on the tail around that time, I'm guessing.
Yes. I don't know the golf ball. It's terrible. I feel the golf ball must be in my mum and dad's house somewhere. I'll try and find it and bring it in if I can.
Excellent.
Yep.
You do that.
The Nike.
I was going to say bring in some of Mrs. Fraser's lasagna as well, but what use is it to me?
No use for you.
Not interested.
Nope.
With the greatest of respect. Let's talk Podder of Merit last week. Now this could have gone very badly wrong.
It did.
My God, my mentions were
go badly wrong.
lighting up across the weekend with people going, Henny Duplessis. So, for those who missed it, last week, BMW International Open, Lewis had the honour and he chose Henny Duplessis. And I was...
Flippant.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Dismissive.
The flippancy and the dismissiveness came from being quite surprised that of all the players in the field, you'd chosen Henny. And I also think my biggest thing that I took umbrage with was your logic for choosing him, which was, he's my new pal because I saw
I
that
was
in a
being
event.
a little flippant
Yeah.
with that, yeah. I will say that I knew he'd just played the US Open, his first major, so I'd be on a
What
bit
you
of a high
mentioned, you
from
did mention
yeah,
that, but yeah, the prevailing logic seemed to be that you had seen him recently in person, and that seemed to be influencing
He
your
made a
decision.
birdie in front of me, so I thought you were really good.
Yes.
That's my standard of being impressed by golfers.
I may have come off slightly discourteous towards Lewis and Henny, and it nearly came back to bite me because until your man had a final hole eagle to win yesterday, Henny was right up there at the top of the leaderboard. In the end, he finished second, whilst my pick, Joaquin Niemann, finished in a tie for seventh. Not terrible, but
No,
not
pretty good.
enough to get the point. Lewis, your moment of inspiration landed you the point, and it's closed the gap. Really has closed the gap at the top of the table. It's now Michael 5, Lewis 4. First to 10, remember, in Podder of Merit. This week, it's of course Genesis Scottish Open. And Lewis, you have the honour. Which golfer that you've played with are you picking this week? It's Tommy Fleetwood, isn't it? You saw him at the Grove last week.
I
And
did.
now,
It might be. Yeah, have I picked him? It could be Tommy, to be fair. I actually don't know. I usually have someone lined up. So let me get my notes and make sure I've not picked Tommy, but it could well be
I
him.
don't think you have picked Tommy.
I don't think I have either. Let's go with Tommy. Not purely for the reason that I saw him, but he was hitting it good, and he will be looking at the next 2 weeks as a massive chance to get an Open because of where it is.
Well, his hometown.
Exactly that. So yeah, I think he will go out and perform well this week.
Yeah.
And also looking at like those conditions, like Tommy's one of the best. This is like the serious caveat I do here, so that when he does go and win, I can say, yeah, but his iron play is good. But because it's not that windy, like Tommy does hit it quite high. Well, like high relatively speaking. I'm watching him, and one of the best iron players that there is. So I feel like he's going to have a chance to hit it pretty close around the Renaissance a lot of the time. So we'll take him.
I'm going to go with John Ram, who we never did get back to. John Ram.
Oh yeah,
making well, to be honest, some might say a surprise start because this is a PGA Tour co-sanctioned event. John is a live golf man still for now, and this is a little loophole that gets him into the event, isn't it? Because of the DP World Tour nature of it. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
John Ram making his first non-major PGA Tour start since they dangled a massive check under his nose and said, "Is that enough zeros?"
And he wore that really cool
the
jacket.
Letterman jacket. Oh, God. Who gets that in the divorce? Anyway, I'll have John Ram, please. Listen, playing good golf. I know what you say what you want about live and all that sort of stuff. John Ram is a class golfer. He's playing very well. He'll show up this week. And he's got a great links track record. He's won the Irish Open on a links golf course before. I fancy that he's going to win an Open Championship in the next 2 or 3 years. Health permitting, fitness permitting. So, yeah, I'll have him. Thank you very much.
No problem at all. You take him.
So
Good
Tommy
matchup there.
versus Ram,
Excellent.
Ryder Cup teammates. It is 5-4 to yours truly. First to 10. Remember, 2 points if your player finishes ahead of the other.
1 point for that, sorry.
1 point for that.
Yeah.
2 point if your player wins. And 0 points if players miss the cut. It's fairly simple, even though I just made it sound like it's not.
Really complicated.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Right, Golf Tenable. Let's finish up there.
Talking of complicated things.
Jesus. So, can I just say, last week, categorically an utter riot.
Oh, yeah. It was completely out of hand.
A shambles of a tenable. So, as the
Yeah.
laptop closes, Lewis, what mindless bullshit have you got for me this week?
I will say this is very cerebral before you call it mindless bullshit.
So is this from you? Is this your
suggestion? This is from me,
okay.
Yeah. I feel, this could get the brain working in a couple different ways. So currently, as of 2:30 on Monday, there are 12 nations still in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Now, we are going to remove Morocco and Egypt from this game because golf is not quite taking off in that part of the world as we might have hoped.
Say that. They don't have tour pros, really.
Exactly,
but
for that
Morocco has
reason.
great golf courses.
Yeah, it does. That is true. And Egypt has golf courses beside the pyramids, which I'm still convinced is AI whenever I see that photo. But yeah, anyway, tour pros, not their forte. However, for the other 10 nations, tour pros somewhat more of a forte. So I'd like you to name the top-ranked player from each of those 10 nations that are still in the World Cup.
I'm looking at producer Will, whose eyebrows have just raised, and he's puffed out his cheeks because he knows
how clever this.
He can see that this is going to be an edit and a half. So I've got 10 nations left because we're eliminating Morocco and Egypt.
Yeah,
and you're looking for the highest ranked male golfer from each country.
In OWGR, yes.
Right, so let's make it simple to start. You've got the USJ, Scotty Scheffler.
Correct. We're on the board.
England is Matt Fitzpatrick.
Correct.
Who else is left in? Norway must be Hovland.
Yes.
Wrighton can't be too far away.
He's not far away. When I was searching this up, I thought Wrighton could slip you up there, but no, Hovland was just one, didn't he? So he was close one, sorry.
England, USA, Norway. I'm going to come back to France. Great footballers. They're golfers. Come back to France.
Yeah, that would be wise.
Other countries are left in. Argentina. Emiliano Grillo?
Yes, well done. I will say there's two of these that are quite rogue. So
okay. France is clearly one, isn't it?
That's not even one of the rogue ones, but it's tricky. But you know who it is.
Adrien Sadier?
Yes, well done.
Right, so I've got 5.
Yeah, you do.
Norway, Brazil, England,
Brazil, right.
France. I don't have Brazil. Norway, Argentina, USA, England, France. I've got those. Right, who else is left in the World Cup? I will get this. I absolutely will get this. I'm just blanking a little bit because I was up in the middle of the night, not watching the England-Mexico game. I was up because the carbon monoxide detector kept going off. It's rogue. It needs new batteries.
Yep.
So that's why my brain's not functioning properly.
As long as it's just...
As long as it's just the fact I was kept awake and it's not carbon monoxide that's making my brain not function.
We did speak about Peter Alliss' baby weight for about 20 minutes in this
That
episode.
also has confused matters.
Yep.
So let me see. Canada are out. They got put out by Morocco.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
Who else is still in? This is really bad. Colombia are still in.
They are. They have a player on the PGA Tour.
Cameo Villegas?
No.
That's not Cameo Villegas.
No.
Colombia. That's not Jonathan Vegas because he's Venezuelan.
That does rule him out. That
does.
Technicality.
It's a fairly broad distinction.
Yep.
Right, I'm coming back to Colombia.
Okay.
Belgium are still in as it stands.
They are.
So I can think of about 3. Actually, I can think of 4 Belgians. Colsaerts doesn't play anymore. I don't think it's Peters. I don't think it's Adrien de Chassart, so I think it's Tom Dietrich.
Correct. Well done.
Okay.
Well worked out.
So 6 but for both answers and 7 Colombia. So I've got 3 countries still to get.
Yep.
Oh my God. What's England's route to the final? Norway.
Whoa.
Norway. Argentina. Argentina are playing... Argentina are playing Egypt, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
So Egypt
Yeah,
are
it's
out. So
Salah,
that half of
Messi.
the draw, I think, is gone. So it must be the other half of the draw. Jesus Christ.
You're missing one nation that is definitely like they
Spain!
could win it.
Jesus, Spain and Portugal.
Yes.
Spain and Portugal are playing each other. Spain, highest ranked golfer, John Ram.
Yeah, correct. Well done. Right, we've got the 3 hardest ones now, and
Portugal.
two of these are.
Okay, so it's Portugal, Colombia, and oh my God, one other country.
Yeah.
Australia are out. They got beaten by Egypt. Is it an African country?
No.
Is it a European country?
Yeah.
It is a European country. Shit. Switzerland.
Yeah. They have a player in the DP World Tour.
Golfing powerhouses, Colombia, Switzerland, and
If you can
Portugal.
name any Swiss professional golfer that's on this list, I'll give you it.
So the Portuguese has to be Ricardo Gouveia.
Yeah, well done. Really good shout.
The Colombia, Swiss. Jesus, I'm. You know what? I'm absolutely sure I'm going to know the Swiss guy from just looking at leaderboards. Maybe not.
Yeah, like it'll
His
be in
name
your
sort
brain
of is
somewhere.
there,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Colombia. Who are the Colombians that play in the PGA Tour? If it's not, is it Manny Villegas?
No.
It's not Cameo Villegas. It's not Manny Villegas.
It's not
Colombian.
Vegas.
Gonna need initials. Definitely gonna need initials.
Do you want initials for Colombia
Let's go
or
Colombia
for
first.
Switzerland? I will give you the initials NE.
N.E.
Yep.
Echeverria.
Yes.
Nico Echeverria. is
Yeah,
it?
that's him.
Yeah. Damn, I should have known that.
Yeah. Thought you'd have got him.
Switzerland. Oh.
If you get this, I'll be so impressed. You do, like, you will know his name, but it's a difficult one.
Jean-Claude Montblanc Toblerone.
Correct. Well done. Thanks for listening to this week's episode.
I
It's a
do know
pleasure.
the name. I do
Probably,
know.
yeah.
Okay, initials then.
It is JG. Easy for me to say.
What? JG?
Hmm. Maybe you don't know him.
Jim Gordon.
Was he not one of the original winners of the Scottish Open that we were talking about earlier?
Oh.
Nah, do you want him?
Yeah, I need to.
Joel Gerbach.
Not.
Fair enough.
You know what? Actually, I recognise the
yeah,
surname.
see, there you go. Yeah,
but
if
no.
you saw it written down, you'd know who that is. But nah,
Christ,
that
I'd
was
be
a
here
tricky
until
one.
next year's
Yeah,
Scottish Open
aye.
trying to get that. Good one, Lewis. That was a
That
good
got
one.
the brain going, didn't it?
I
Yeah,
enjoyed
you did
that.
well there. Excellent. Good
very,
stuff.
very good indeed. Right, so you're off to TaylorMade HQ, or the Grove, I should say, for
Yes.
the Kingdom wedge fitting again this
Yep.
week. Excellent. Enjoy that. I have no doubt that you will.
Oh, I will.
If you are going to the Scottish Open this week and you happen to see one of the bunkered crew come along, please say hello. It's always nice to meet you and to hear your thoughts on the pod, the magazine, the website, whatever else it might be. So do feel free to say hello. We will be back again this time next week, next Monday, for our big Open Championship preview, the final
Superb.
men's major of the year. One of our favourite pods to record, so make sure you tune in for that. Between now and then, the next episode of Bunkered Business, our new business podcast, is out later this week. And of course, go and sign up for our newsletters. bunker.co.uk/newsletters. That is it for this week. Until next time, it's bye-bye for now.